Welcome to Culture Shock episode 11. I believe it is 11. It's been a couple weeks. We had Easter. We had conference. Yeah, it's just been a while. I got an internship for Sport Talk, which is the app for my journalism major. And so yeah, I can't really get into too much detail, but it is a remote internship, so I can also do another internship with it. And I'm really desperately looking for another internship. Yeah. What about you?
Living the final life.
So she hasn't done anything. Shout out to Charles Keith the third. He wanted a shout out, so here you go, buddy.
Buddy?
But anyway, the first order of business is I want to talk about somebody who's very special to the black community that just passed away. His name is John Singleton. If you don't know who he is, he did movies like The Fast and Furious, the second one. He also made Boys in the Hood, which is probably his most famous one. He's also did Baby Boy and many other pretty much black films. So yeah, what is your reaction to John Singleton passing away at the young age of 51?
How did he die?
He had a stroke.
That's sad. Good. It's sad. No.
It's sad.
I don't.
Emily Keller.
I don't watch like the Fast and Furious movies.
She just made the second one.
Oh.
You ever seen
Never seen it.
Boys in the Hood, Baby Boy?
I haven't seen Baby Boy, but we watched them.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, we did.
Where?
A while ago.
When did we watch Boys in the Hood? Who was in it?
I don't. You know.
We did not watch Boys in the Hood.
You know I don't know people.
We did not watch Boys in the Hood together. We watched Menace to Society together, but not Boys in the Hood. Don't you say it's the same thing?
I wasn't.
You was thinking about it.
All his movies are the same.
No.
Yeah.
All our movies are not the same. All your movies are the same.
No.
You like musicals and fantasy and stuff that's fake. I like real stuff.
Do you?
Yes, all my movies have been real that we watched.
Real depressing?
Real life, because it's my story.
Les Mis is based on real events.
But it's
And
a
it's
musical.
very sad.
But it's a musical.
Legally Blonde is a musical.
Close enough. Fantasy.
Not a fantasy.
It's super
Harry Potter,
fiction.
Les Mis, and Legally Blonde are three totally different movies.
All
Phantom of the
fiction.
Opera,
Fiction.
Breakfast at Tiffany's,
That's
and
the
Hairspray,
that's the only one that could be
three
real.
different movies.
That's the only one that could be real. Breakfast at Tiffany's.
You're crazy.
All my movies definitely can be real.
The movie we watched last night, nothing like the other two. Wait, what was that?
What was that?
The Good Neighbor?
The Good Neighbor?
Nothing.
Definitely fake.
Silence of the Lambs? All of those
Definitely
are so
couldn't
different.
happen.
So different movies.
Anyway, back to some hard news. There was a man named Shane Pisher. Is that how you pronounce it? Pish?
Where?
Pish? P-R-C-H-E?
We'll just say Pache.
Pishay? Well, he pleaded guilty to raping a 14-year-old girl. He's a 26-year-old white man in upstate New York, and he will not go to prison.
Can he plead guilty?
And he pleaded guilty.
Why is he not? What was the...
He was sentenced to 10 years probation. before I give the details, what is your gut reaction on that?
Well, that's horrible. 14-year-old girl, she's a minor. So that makes him a molester.
He also has to he has to register as a sex offender,
Well, yeah.
but not permanently.
I didn't know you could do it not permanently.
Mm-hmm. He has a low risk of committing another crime.
Oh. Still committed a crime.
And he has to pay $1,425 in court fees, and he is not allowed to be with anybody alone under the age of 17.
I think that's a good thing. $14.95 is not that much, so that's cheaper than my car.
This is just point blank white privilege, in my opinion.
I think it's male privilege.
I think it's
In my opinion.
white male privilege. Let's put it together. But I think that because I have friends and uncles and cousins that's going to jail for having something that's grown from the earth, weed, on them, and they've gone to jail, literally, for years, and can't get their freedom over an herb. But this guy goes away scot-free for touching a 14-year-old girl. Because he's a low risk to society. But me, my cousins, and people that look like me, I said, people that look like me and my cousins.
You said me.
People that look like me and my cousins go to jail over something so little. And we get harassed by police for something so little. But this guy, and also Brock Turner, who was a Stanford swimmer who raped a young lady, also got away scot-free, slap on the wrist. I don't understand why we choose to ignore the fact that there is definitely a bias for white males in this country. To me, it's just like laughable. There's definite proof, and I don't understand how people don't open their eyes and realize that just because we're not slaves anymore don't mean that we're still not oppressed. And I think that it's incredibly ignorant to people that just because it's not every day, it's not, you don't see stuff personally, doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
I don't know, like, I don't know. I think it's injustice for her. She's a 14-year-old. She's a child. That's messed up. Whether he was black or white, it's messed up that they don't think he deserves more than, and he should have that mark on him for the rest of his life, in my opinion. Like, even if he didn't have life sentence in jail, because it's one offense, he should still be labeled as a sex offender forever because he did that, and that's the cost you have to pay, you know?
I'm not.
And that's like, as a parent, like, well, I'm not a parent, but as a future parent, hopefully, but like, me moving into a neighborhood with him and not knowing that he's had that past, that's scary. Because, okay, he might be low risk, but he is a risk. Because he's made that offense before.
I think it is. I do go out to the victim. A little girl shouldn't be afraid to get on the school bus. And
Is that when it happened?
even if I don't think so. Even if the guy was black, it's still wrong. I'm not saying that just because he's a white guy doesn't mean it's like he, you know what I mean? It's wrong is wrong. If it was a black guy, I'd be saying the same thing and doing the same thing. because it's outrageous. But my honest gut reaction was like, wow, another white guy got away with a crime.
In comparison to these other crimes. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just sick of the oppression. You know? Like, do you believe there's still oppression?
Definitely. I think as a female, I know that there's oppression. So, of course,
I'm mostly talking about the black race.
I know, but I'm not black, so I don't experience it. So it's harder for me.
But it helps that somebody outside the race sees it too and speaks out on it.
And there's other people.
Like what?
Not me, I mean, there's other people.
Like who?
I don't know.
Talking about just in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, because there are allies of minorities, that people that don't try to shame us but actually try to understand what we go through. Try to understand but not try to be us. Because I think that's the fine line of this whole thing. Is that people in my generation, they want to not necessarily be black. Like, it's not cool to be black that look like me, but it's cool to do black things. Music, hair, style. It's always been cool to
Adopt that.
adopt the black culture, but it's never cool to actually be black. Animals, monkeys, all these horrible things. There's a Netflix documentary coming out about the it's not Parkland, but not Grant Park 5, but it's the Central Park 5. Sorry. But it's a group of young men that were falsely accused of rape and murder of a white lady. Sorry, not murder. Just rape of a woman in the 80s. And they're making a documentary of it. And the big thing that happened during that time is Donald Trump bought out an ad in a newspaper that wanted them to get the death penalty. How do you feel?
About what?
The whole thing I just said.
Like, okay. I think it's sad that they were falsely accused.
Oh, they were minorities too. It's not true. They weren't just white. They were minorities.
I think it's sad that they were falsely accused. One, because it makes you wonder if they ever found the people that actually did that. Which is horrible. For her, again. I think it's a little outspoken to buy an ad in the paper and express your political views. I think that's just like, why would you do that? The only thing I would think is like, did he know that they were falsely accused and still want the death penalty? Because that's something totally different than thinking they were horrible people and just being outspoken. But
I don't think, even in that case, I know this sounds horrible, but I don't think the death penalty shouldn't even be in discussion.
yeah, that's a little, I don't know.
Because Lord knows what happened. Like, not saying that people should be out raping people and not face repercussions, but the death penalty is for people who kill other people.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the death penalty anyways.
Yeah, I don't think people should die. I think they should rot in jail.
I think like a serial killer, maybe, just because they're scary. And that's me not understanding.
Yeah.
Someone who's beyond help. But I don't think anyone is beyond help.
And they are starting to get away from the death penalty. But back in the 80s, it was
Yeah,
common.
something totally
But not for
different.
rape. Still not for rape.
For rape, it's a little extreme, but
And for all
I don't
life,
know. Actually, I can't even say that because I've never been raped. I don't know how that feels, and I don't know.
that is true, and I don't want to be insensitive.
You know, if she wanted that, and
But it's not-
him
but it's-
supporting her.
It's not up to her.
No, it's not. But I mean, if that's how, I don't know. That's hard because just that's a whole.
We gotta watch the movie.
But if they're wrongly accused, then
Well, obviously, rape isn't the death penalty because this guy went away scot free. Once again,
what?
the guy we just talked about went away scot free.
Oh.
Just probation. And we got Meek Mill, famous rapper, goes to jail for doing wheelies.
Wheelies?
Wheelies on a motorcycle, went to jail. I know, it sounds ridiculous. Yeah, it does.
It's funny.
It sounds ridiculous, but he can't leave the country. He
What?
can't go on vacation. He can't leave the country
Why?
because it violates probation.
Oh, probation, yeah.
But you know why he's on probation?
From wheelies?
Drugs,
That makes sense. It's illegal.
weed,
It's illegal.
ridiculous. But he went to jail for weed and other things.
And other things.
But this guy raped somebody and doesn't get nothing.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Meek Mill never had a violent offense. He wasn't a violent offender.
I think it's weird that
There's-
you can't do wheelies.
There's a violation of probation. And Soldier Boy goes to jail for violating his probation for 8 months. All these famous guys and famous rappers, and those are just examples. I'm sure there's people that we don't know about that violated probation for making an honest mistake and they go to jail for years.
Honest mistakes are different. I think you should know the rules because if you know you're on probation,
Even like a traffic ticket can technically violate probation.
I've never had a traffic ticket.
But I'm just saying, but that's something that can possibly be a violation.
Yeah. Well, that in itself, I don't know. I don't know.
I just feel like our justice system is really effed up.
It's just backwards. There's some things that need to be tighter. Some things that need to be looser, I guess.
I think one of the craziest things that a rapper said that really opened my eyes to like police and stuff like that was KRS One, who is a New York rapper. He said, overseer, officer. It's the same
What?
thing. See, break it down. Officer.
What did he say?
Officer. Overseer. Sounds like officer. Overseer. Like overseer the
I
plantation.
know what
of
an
the slaves.
overseer is.
Yeah. And he broke it down, and they have badges. Just like the overseers would have badges.
Okay.
So it basically.
I know what you're saying.
Right.
What's your point?
So you got a blank face. Like I just.
I don't have a blank. I'm confused. Those lyrics, you just confused me because it just sounded like you were like, that's what I just was like, what are you saying to me right now? I don't even know what rapper you said.
KRS One.
Oh,
You don't even know what it is.
okay. Nope.
She'll learn one day, y'all.
Okay.
And she will. Only culture shock. She will learn this culture. But another thing that people don't realize, especially living in Indiana. Indiana is very like broken up country. It's like country land in the middle, and it's like city, like more country, and then the top is like city. It's all like broken up. So Indiana's like vastly different depending on where you live. Some people live in a one stoplight town, and some people live in the large city with skyscrapers and industry,
And some people live in the middle of nowhere.
and some people live in the middle of nowhere. And I'm saying that because I'm all bringing it back to here. When they come here to this school, a lot of people, they have culture shocks.
It is a culture shock.
It is a
Not
culture
a
shock.
culture shock, it's culture shock.
When people don't realize what they say can hurt people, and what they say affects a lot of people. And when they mean one thing but don't do another, or they say I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and you're in a position of power in the student government, but you don't actually come through with your promises, people are going to remember that. And take it how you leave it, I feel like the people who know what I'm talking about, they'll know what I'm talking about. I don't want to really shade people directly, but I'm just talking generalities here.
So what's that have to do with culture shock?
It's culture shock. Because the people in power, they don't know how to talk to people like me.
Okay.
And they say they want to bridge the gap, and they say,
You still have 7 minutes.
and they say they want to do better, but they don't mean what they say, because either they're too scared or they were just talking outside of their neck.
I think that's the whole world.
No,
Did you say no?
No.
That is the whole world.
I don't agree. Because that's not me,
You know what I mean.
and it's not you.
No, but I mean not everybody.
What are you
The
saying?
people that you find problematic in life are the people that don't try. They don't try to fix things.
I don't want people to try to fix things. That's not their job to fix things. I want people to just realize
Don't
that
try
we
to
have
make
a problem.
amends.
I don't want them to try to make amends.
What do you want?
I want them to recognize me for me. I don't want them to be ignorant that I'm black, or ignorant that you're white, or ignorant that I got Mexican friends, or Muslims, or Indians, literally Indian, people from India, like stuff like that. Like, I want
Okay.
you to recognize me
Okay.
for me. I don't want you to try to fix.
You want them to come and communicate with you, do you not?
Yeah, but I don't want them to try to fix
It's
about
not about
what they.
fixing,
You
but
just said fix.
I said making amends.
I don't want them to make amends for what?
What I'm trying to say, is you want to have a conversation. You want them to try to bridge the gap, but they're not trying at all.
Mhm.
So now they have even further to go. Because now they have to prove that themselves, because now they're just talk. And I think that's representative of, I'm not gonna just say white people because there's other people that do it.
Right.
But if you're talking about, like in your instance, like white people, a lot of white people want to adopt the culture, but they're not willing to adopt new friends from the culture. They're not willing to stand up for those friends' injustices, and not willing to. It's the same thing. So I'm just saying it's everyone, because it's a grander scale than just what you see here.
You're right.
And it's not just Indiana. I'm not thinking
Oh, of course.
Indiana's even in the top. I think it's probably way worse other places.
Well, I think we are in the top.
I mean, we're in the
I think we're in the
top
top
of
10.
of the 50.
I think we're top 10, easy. Most racist state, Indiana, the top 10.
You think so?
I know so. We're the birthplace of the KKK. You can't get more
I
racist.
thought Tennessee
You
was.
can't get more racist than that. No. Indiana. If you have KKK rallies regularly in the state near institutions, like our freshman year, there was a KKK rally
I didn't
right
know
down
about
the street.
that.
You know, all the black people knew where to go, where not to go. It still happens.
I know it still happens.
I just hope people, especially at this school, this is my goal for people who are watching this right now. If you're black, white, I don't care who you are, just learn to know somebody that's different than you. And I hope that if you are watching this, whether you're young or old, please just try to understand that the things that I say aren't meant to hurt, they're meant to help. You need to learn, you need to experience new things. In order to grow, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's my life motto. I like being uncomfortable because it means I'm learning. And you love to learn too. And we've actually learned a lot about each other since our relationship started. I've learned a lot about what her customs and culture is, and she's learned about what I do for my holidays, birthdays, and all different type of stuff. Not saying that she doesn't already know, but now she has a first-hand experience about what a black male from Northwest Indiana does. Because there's different cultures and different
Cities.
customs from everywhere you go. Like, even though I'm black, I'm probably not gonna have the same customs as somebody from Salt Lake City, Utah, or
Who's also
Detroit,
black.
Michigan, who's also black. Everybody is different.
Or even someone who lives in your same city in a different area.
Right.
It's different. Everywhere's
Right.
different.
Everybody is different, but race, at least for my people, race is always something that we'll have in common, no matter what. Oh, we're black, we're black, and you get to talking about another black person. I mean, you get to talking with another black person from Detroit, who's my best friend, and my other best friends from Florida. We all have the same story, and we're from 3 different cities, and across a vast range of the United States. So I feel like that's something we all have in common in the black community. I don't know how it is for the white community if they do that, but I know that
It's the same.
I do that. I'm like, oh, we're black, my brother. Like, okay, I'm gonna like you off the bat a little bit more. And that's just the guy. Well, that's all we had today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I really am excited about where this is going. Shout out to all my fans, all the faculty members who watch this and who don't get offended. I don't mean to offend nobody, but we don't mean to offend nobody. We're just here to teach you guys what we go through,
What we talk about.
what we talk about on a day-to-day basis. This idea, I'm not gonna say barbershop talk, but it's like conversations that we have. Not necessarily just me and her, but me and people that in the CRC or just hanging around in the lunchroom or anything like that.
And
It's
not
just-
all the time. Don't just talk about it.
No, not all the time, but like a good portion. And of course, it's not always heavy. Sometimes it's lighthearted. Sometimes it,
Most of the time.
yeah.
We don't just sit and talk about heavy things.
No, we don't. But, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for the support. When I go home for the summer, I'm gonna have some older, wiser people than myself just hard to believe. You don't stop yawning.
I just got off
My
work.
mama, my daddy, Mama B, everybody. I want them to be on the show at least once. I'm gonna keep this channel as active as I can. I'm sorry if I get super busy with my internship, but I'll be posting vlogs. If you guys like it, I'll keep posting it. Nobody's told me they don't like it, so I guess people are watching. But please comment over on how you guys feel about the show. Please comment about what you guys want to see next. What are some of the things you think I should talk about? So please stay tuned. Culture Shock is super close to our hearts, and we love doing this. We love the grind. We just love it. Until next time.